puppy
Well,
players and shit.
my understanding of like the 9/11 thing
Yeah.
is that apparently it's a because he's a 9/11 survivor, so like the role play thing is like a coping mechanism or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know how that works.
You're right. Our team got taken down. No.
Essentially, what they say is they don't work with minors. They said something along the lines of they like would like to, potentially work with minors in the future, but like at the moment.
What a disastrous way of phrasing it. The idea that you go around your day-to-day life and you're like, oh, squish me, goth mummy, please. Like, it's just absurd. This is not how you engage in like with normies or anything like that, you know?
The thing that's really annoying to me is like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending Lolly, and I'm not defending like Lolly, okay?
Let's get to the tip tank, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get to the tip tent. So this is a Cancormore's stream. Okay. You should definitely go and subscribe to if you like late night drama content, all right? The other problem that you've got too is he doesn't understand that sometimes it's better to say nothing, right? What is it they say? It's better to keep your mouth shut and not let anyone know you're a fool rather than open your mouth and let everyone know that that's the case, right? And I think that's very true in Tipster's case, because a lot of the stuff that's been happening recently, all he had to do is just not say anything. That's it. He just had to not say anything, right? Do his content, do his stuff, speak to his friends, and leave it at that, right? But instead, he has to make a big fucking noise in a big mess. And the reason is because obviously he's very fucking bothered. And he's clearly upset with the fact that Bo Blacks is doing these kind of bully streams about him. And so he felt it necessary to speak his piece about this charity that was being attacked by Bo Blacks, and it's caused all this fucking drama that's happened. And I'm pretty sure that what was happening here is Cancormore, I think, was talking a bit about the kind of drama and some of the Rainbow Passage stuff. And then what can you see here? A little message from Tipster in chat. Should I call in? Should I call in? Which he does call in, and we're going to see what happens. Okay. So let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
I think this is my first time calling into here.
It is.
So, yeah.
I told you it was gonna happen, Cankle.
Caldos was constantly trying to like talk me into calling in, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But my thing is like it's nothing against you. It's just like anybody I engage with, like these like freaks like fuck with them. So I just kind of like try not to engage with anyone.
I can manage it. I associate with a lot of those freaks. They're definitely freaky.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but
I just figured I'd hop in because like I've through the course of listening in, I've heard some questions that you guys had that like maybe I can answer or whatever.
Could you fill me on? Can you steelman Bo Black's position for me so I can at least get a general idea of what he's saying? Because I don't know the context. I'd just like to hear from your perspective what you think he's trying to say.
If I can sum it up like as best as humanly possible, like the initial criticism was that like their website looks sketchy. The people that run it, what credentials do they have to run an org like this? And then as they started to like dive into it more, one of the guys who was like one of the directors is into some kink stuff they find weird.
Yo, homie, can you stop spreading this disinformation about me? I
Hey!
when my goth mommies talk down to me. Hashtag can't stop the tip.
Thank you for the 333. Okay. It's God, it's funny how dishonest people can be sometimes. It's not just that it's weird, okay? There's plenty of people that have got weird kinks on the internet, okay? The issue is he's got these weird kinks and he's very aggressive when he engages online whilst being in a senior management position at this fucking organization dealing with resettlement, right? Like, obviously, you're not going to see, and I said this the other day, you're not going to see the fucking head of some department at Red Cross like doing kink shit on the internet or doing like embarrassing fucking streams talking about their kinks, because it's recognized that you need to be a bit more buttoned up and a bit more professional if you want to be in these roles, right? And it's commonly accepted, okay, across the entirety of like the professional world that, you know, if you want to be in a senior management position and it's public facing, you need to make sure that you've kind of got your shit together and you haven't got a bunch of stuff that's embarrassing. And if you do have stuff that's embarrassing, you need to be prepared for that to be scrutinized and talked about, and not just fold and act like a fucking victim about it, you know? Exactly, it is a fucking Discord LARP. Clearly, it's a load of fucking bullshit from the sounds of it. But, you know, the point is like, you know, obviously people are doing it not because they're doing it for the right reason. They're doing it because they want to mock and laugh and poke fun at him and stuff like that. But you've got to be able to withstand a bit of that. But also, from a more serious perspective, like, you've got commentary people looking and laughing at it, right? Imagine if it was like right-wing media or something, or some Republican politician that was scrutinizing this. They would go way fucking harder than any of the people currently are.
So, like, that is like something they're trying to use to say that they're not credible enough to like be associated with the org. And then they also said like some like stuff they were doing in relation to like 9/11 roleplay is like weird, which yeah, it's a little weird, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see it as like invalidating their ability to like run the org, but it's one of those things where they see it as like, for some reason it makes them uncredible for running an org like that. I don't know, it just seems like a bunch of like really weird implications of like at one point he's like making the argument, or not making the argument, but he's
right. Tips. Okay, this is the thing that I've really come to understand about Tipster that's so funny about him, and why people get so much out of watching him step on all these rakes. It's because, for no reason whatsoever, apropos of nothing, it seems like, he will just defend shit. Like, he will blindly defend shit. He defended the fucking organization when it's got barely any fucking track record or any history, right? And now he's defending this guy. Like, till he's blue in the face. Why? Like, why do you need to defend the guy this much? It's very clear, based on the way that he's dealt with this, based on the way that he has dealt with this, the animal guy, he is not capable of doing the fucking job, because he threw his toys out the pram and had a tantrum at people the moment he got a bit of online scrutiny, when there's a video of him in a fucking pup mask having an interview with someone else about getting their master making them a fucking dog. Bro, if you don't want to have the fucking heat, don't bring the heat to you by having these crazy conversations on the internet, then it's that simple.
Money off depressed people.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Stay on point, Holmes.
Thank you for the $3. Appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, you know, people used to have a bit of, what was it? Like, you know, decency and stuff like that. What happened in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. Don't judge people for what they do in the bedroom. But now, some of these queer people, self-professed queers, want to come onto the internet and put all of their fucking weird shit for everyone to consume, okay? And you're not fucking allowed to have any fucking issue with it or question it or anything, even if they've got ties to what's supposed to be like a professional charity.
You're making jokes, but they're still fucked up jokes about, oh, they're gonna like fly kids off to like Epstein's Island or like shit like that. It's the whole thing's just fucking retarded. Ultimately, it just comes down to, hey, Tipster retweeted this thing, and so let's make it into something that it's not. Like, it's just really fucking stupid.
Okay, so I guess the insinuation from his end is that this guy's into weird kink play. I don't know if I trust that guy just because he's into weird kink play to run an organization. Is this like kink play, like 9/11 stuff, like you said? Or...
Also, the other thing as well that he doesn't seem to be noting either is the fact that this animal guy had just got out of this drama that he was in, where he was like freaking out at a bunch of like trans people because they called Joe Biden Genocide Joe. And it's like, yeah, you probably can't have public fucking freakouts against trans people if you want to be part of this fucking org that's helping vulnerable trans people out, you know? Like, there's a lot missing out of this that I think is intentionally being missed out in order to further uncover for this whole situation.
puppy
Well,
play or some shit?
my understanding of like the 9/11 thing
Yeah.
is that apparently it's a because he's a 9/11 survivor, so like the role play thing is like a coping mechanism or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know how that works.
Oh
But
my God, dude.
when it comes to the kink stuff, he's into like puppy play, for example, and so like they find puppy play weird. And me personally, like I don't give a fuck what somebody does in terms of their kinks in their private life. Like,
It's not their fucking private life if they talk about it on the internet, you fucking retard. God, this take is so irritating, man. Oh, it's their private life. They're on a fucking YouTube video talking about it. That's not your private life, then, is it? What is it with this fucking argument people make? Whoa, it's a fucking... It used to be, why do you care about what people do in their own home? That used to be the fucking argument, okay? But now, it's not that. It is, why do you care about the weird shit people are saying publicly on a fucking video? Because it's weird and I want to talk about it, okay? That's it.
I don't think that makes them any less capable of like helping out a charity or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
it's like it's understandable. Like somebody would be like, "That's fucking weird. You're a weirdo for that." But like that, what they do in their private bedroom, who fucking cares?
yeah, ultimately,
Oh, no, why is Emery just fucking accepting that? No, it's not in their private bedroom, is it? Yeah, it's like this animal guy talks about how he's one of the people that popularized pup play and seems to want all the fucking credit for that. They posted it online. It's not in private, dude. What the fuck? What does private mean anymore, for fuck's sake?
the way I see it is like, as long as you're not like fucking around with kids and as long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't care, you know? So,
Okay.
oh, and then the other thing is like, he was like, oh, they're
Well, we know that the organization, one of the people in the organization wants to have people under 18, between 16 to 18, if they get the legal permission to, in their LGBT campus, which sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen.
website looks sketchy, and it's just like, I don't know, it looks like a pretty basic website to me. I mean, it's not the best website in the world, but they're also a new org, so
find me a small nonprofit with a good website. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, they started like comparing it to another charity that does the same thing called Rainbow Railroad. And like the thing about Rainbow Railroad is it's like a lot more established. They've been around for a lot longer. They have a bunch more resources behind them. Like, of course they're going to have a better. That's what was the comparison, is their website looks nicer, and it's like, okay, but like, do we have any proof of them misusing funds? Well, no.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. They said it to RT. Look, you're right. The R team got taken down. No, that's crazy. Plant intake's up. All this is still up. Yeah, it's just the sign. It's just the R team page. That's it. And of course, yeah, the donate page is still up. Of course. Oh, lucky I fucking moved away from that. You would have seen the last 2 digits of my phone number. Oof, that would have been rough. That would have been rough. But yeah, I mean, look, it's very obvious. And my take on it, I think people are saying things about this organization that I don't even necessarily agree with. I just think it's unproven and there's lots of concerning signs with it. And they seem like complete larpers. You don't know what the fuck they're doing. They were talking about setting up a fucking campus and seemingly don't have the capability to do so. And it's funny that this controversy that's now arisen, they've literally fallen at the first hurdle, and they're like internal fucking issues have been sown just by a couple of internet retards looking at it. Me, Bo Blacks, like who else? Like Nick Diora, did he look at this? But you know what I mean? It's like we're not exactly like fucking cutting edge investigative journalists. We're literally retards laughing at shit on the internet. That all we did is look at it and go, oh, this is a bit weird, isn't it? And they've like crumbled. They've crumbled off of that.
No. Do we have any proof of them, being like really shitty to people in terms of like the org while trying to help people? No. Like, the worst thing we have is this guy's into some kink shit, and then they also dug up some old Blue Sky posts that this person made, which the Blue Sky posts don't look great. But at the end of the day, like,
what do those posts consist of?
I think you mentioned you have those, right, Keldosh? I think Keldosh.
Say that again. I got distracted by
the Blue Sky posts. I think you mentioned.
Yes, I do have
those.
them. I can grab them if you would like.
Yeah, and my understanding is like when it comes to those, like the org had a conversation with them about those.
And even then, they're not like, I don't think the commentary community would care about them that much.
I know that they've brought them up on like Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, the point is, okay, and listen, I'm not saying this is being done for good reason. Okay, I'm not saying this is like a noble effort. For me, at least, it's just funny to have a look at it and talk a bit about it, okay? And it's funny content for me. But like, from a more serious perspective, if this guy who is dealing with resettlement of vulnerable LGBT individuals, okay, is like freaking out like that, and like talking about, you know, saying, send me a picture of your dick to trans people off the back of like a minor internet disagreement about the term Genocide Joe, I mean, does that not show that maybe you haven't got the, you know, correct mindset to actually deal with kind of scrutiny if you're in a position like that, you know? Like, imagine a Fox News article about this. You know, imagine fucking the you know, the scrutiny that would bring. Like, dude, it's just like he's clearly not fucking cut out for this. Because the moment he got the fucking most minuscule of public scrutiny, he fucking crumbled and left the org in a fucking tizzy. Fucking hell, man.
Stuff. And I think that there's valid criticism to be had for the guy. His name's Animal. I think there's valid criticism to be had for Animal in regards to those messages, because they're pretty fucked up. They claim that the context behind them is that they were being harassed by the people they were talking to on Blue Sky. But even so, if you're running an LGBT charity, probably not the best thing to be seen saying stuff like that. Because it was like, what was it, Keldosh? What were they saying again? I don't recall.
Yeah, it's probably not the best, okay? And then he got challenged on it. And as he described it, he felt like he was being attacked by a principal as a fucking school kid, and he fucking quit the org. Bro, dude! He could have stayed if he had a bit more fucking ability to take criticism and move forward, but clearly he wasn't up for it.
All the exact like context of like the screenshots, but you have them, so we'll see them in a second.
I'm just gonna bring them up directly. I just need to save them and
gotcha.
I post them in the link channel there.
Yeah.
You said there was something alluding to that they don't work with kids at all or anything like that, or is it?
Yeah, I sent that to Keldosh. For some reason, I can't find the original video, but I have a clip where they talk about it. That like they don't. Essentially, what they say is they don't work with minors. They said something along the lines of they like would like to, you know, potentially work with minors in the future, but like at the moment.
What a disastrous way of phrasing it. What an absolutely disastrous way of phrasing that, man. I can phrase it better than that, and I think it's insane concept, right? The way you would phrase it, if you wanted to put a bit of spin on it and some polish on it, okay, is you would say they do not meet the current legal standard to, you know, help minors out if they've got issues at home. But, you know, if they were able to secure the correct legal permissions and be scrutinized by the government, then they would like to accept people that are 16 and 17 to assist them if they've got difficulties or something like that. You know, you could phrase that in a way that makes it sound like a little bit better at least, right? But you said it like, well, yeah, they want to work with minors in the future. Bro, dude, why would you say it like that? You're making it sound like a groomer org, bro.
They don't have the legal means to do so.
I pause Andy.
On top of that, they talk about like
I pause Andy.
They'd have to go through official channels with, you know, like CPS and like family.
Okay, to be fair, I pause Andy Tipster. That was my bad. I did pause Andy. He does explain it.
Or stuff like that to be
a bit
able
better.
to do that. So they don't currently do that right now.
So I guess like the Steel Man, like some of the people on the other side, and I don't know if Bo Blacks is on the side. I would assume, I haven't seen, but he's probably thinking if.
No, it's not. I know it looks like reacception, okay, but it's not actually reacception. I'm reacting to this conversation happening here, okay? Cancormore was clearly watching whatever the fuck this was, and then he got Tipster in, and it's still up. So it's just one thing I'm reacting to. We're not a reacception yet, okay?
If he saw something that they're alluding to, possibly working with minors in the future or helping minors in the future, they're probably worried about, oh, are they going to like groom them into getting HRT early or something like that when they shouldn't have it, which is a big discussion at the moment of when it's too early, when is the perfect age to actually transition. Yeah.
So yeah, and Boblax actually does like directly tweet out. It's the clip that I sent Keldos, but it's the clip like lacking like some of the context. He posts like a version of the clip where it's like, "Oh, we would like to help kids, but we don't help kids right now." And the caption was just like, so there's the implication there, you know, that like this is kind of sus in their eyes. And to me,
honestly, okay, dude, I didn't think about how this would get into the gender stuff, but I guess it kind of does, right? I feel like progressives really misunderstand the concern that comes about with this stuff, right? Because the whole concept is leave them kids alone, right? That is generally what people's kind of ideas with it are, okay? And I think that the push that you've seen for kind of interventions of LGBT adults with minors, okay, is seen as a kind of stepping over of that boundary that was set out before, right? Okay? And I think that people get rightly freaked out and worried, okay, where you're talking about minors and kids and stuff like that. And people are rightly a bit like perturbed by that. And I think that when you talk about it in kind of the way that Tipster did, even though he did say about the law and you talk about minors and stuff like that, you know, I just think that you are setting yourself up for very fucking bad optics. And I think your best bet is to just have a hard line in the sand and say 18 and up. If anyone's under 18 and needing support, they'll be directed to appropriate government organizations, local institutions, and charities that are equipped and set up to deal with that, right? That is the best way to fucking handle that part of the conversation. And that way there's no doubt, there's no issues, you know, you're ensuring. And then the thing is as well, it's like people that aren't gay and fucking straight recognize that this is a kind of weird thing too. Like, it would be weird for a straight person to interject with someone who is under 18 beyond just pointing them in the direction of CPS or whatever, you know? Like, it would be odd to do that as well, because it's not your fucking responsibility and it's not on you. You know, it should always be that the only interaction you have is just pointing them in the direction of services that are already set up and equipped to fucking deal with it, you know? And I think that would solve a lot of these problems. And particularly, one thing that's been very damaging to the whole discourse is this fucking DIY HRT shit, okay, that has been pushed by prominent online trans people, right? Oh, yeah, we're going to trans your kids. Oh, you can't get fucking HRT. We'll use this service and you get this fucking HRT made up in a bathtub. Oh, there's a hair in it. Who cares? Like, do you know what I mean? All this stuff has been so destructive to the conversation. When a lot of people, if you were just able to make that fucking commitment of, we're not going to fucking involve kids in this, and if someone's under 18 with issues, whatever they may be, we direct them to the correct government service and leave it at that, I think it would solve a lot of these fucking problems, you know? But like, it's like they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves but want to like try and bring the minor aspect into it. Like on that fucking conversation. What do you mean Tipster defended Vaush again over the folder stuff? It comes up in this conversation later. It comes up later. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway.
I don't look at it as very sus when you see like the full clip, because they're talking about having to go through official channels like CPS and Family Court. You know, the same channels you'd have to go through for a kid being in any abusive situation. Yeah. Which is kind of like what they do. They're trying to get LGBT people out of dangerous situations, whether they live in a state where they don't have access to like gender affirming care, or whether it's a case of like maybe they live in an abusive living situation because the people don't support them being LGBT. So let's help you find a safer place to live, that sort of thing. Like that's what the org is for. So they're basically in a situation where like if we had the resources to help minors, we would help minors, but we don't right now because we don't have those resources. We don't have the legal means to do that.
So I got a question. Do you think there would be a genuine concern if you have nonprofit people actually expressing publicly, were these kink fetishes were private and exposed later? Like if there's like a public spread of that fetish that they have, could you say that was like irresponsible on their part, or there's something to be worried about on that end, or do you feel like who cares? Do you understand my question? I'm sorry, it's a little.
Yeah. So you're basically saying like if you're expressing your kinks publicly, like is that problematic for somebody who runs?
Well,
an org
if you're working on a nonprofit, especially or something like a business, and like it's just maybe not the best optics wise or whatever.
I think it really depends on like the context, right? Like if it's just a case of like for example, if he was like posting outright nudity and shit like that publicly, or like outright him involved in like literal fucking sex acts publicly while representing this org, that's not very professional. What I've seen so far is that's not really the case. Like there's been clips of him having podcast appearances talking about pup play, and there's like been photos posted publicly on I think a Tumblr blog of him like wearing like the pup play gear. But as far as like, I haven't seen anything that involves nudity, or I haven't seen anything that involves like explicit like sex acts or anything.
Dude, does he not say it and just think, God, I sound fucking weird here. Why am I going so hard for this pup play guy? Oh. Yeah, it is. This is the definition of sweeping. And there's no need to sweep. You can just say, yeah, the pub stuff's a bit weird and people are going to be perturbed by that. And I can understand thinking it's all professional. There we go. Boom. Job done. But he's got to sweep so hard to be an ally. To fucking, to these people. It's so stupid.
So for me, it's like, I don't really personally have an issue with that. I don't understand the whole pup play thing, but I also don't kink shame.
Sure. I would wonder if there's a consistency on Bo Black's part of if like this were a different nonprofit and that they were expressing their fetishes. I wonder if he would express the same sentiment of this guy probably is like creepy and I wouldn't want him to run a nonprofit. If it were like a straight guy or expressing some kink or fetish, that's completely different. So
honestly, like if I'm being completely honest and like charitable, I think they probably would have a similar opinion, just because like that community is very immature when the subject of sexuality comes off.
Oh, why is he doing this to himself, bro? He's digging his own fucking grave here with saying shit like this. By the way, this stream later, apparently there's some leaker that's leaked a bunch of like weird Discord messages that Tipster sent. And it's just a bit of fun looking at it and laughing at it, right? But the fact he is saying that, they're so mature about sex when he's got these weird little perversions that he indulges in all the time. He literally is inviting it on now at this. But why? Why say this shit, dude? You're literally just digging your own grave here.
At all. Like, they're not a very sex positive community.
Oh no.
So anytime anything even remotely sexual comes up, they just like shrivel up and die inside. It's like very fun. It's funny, honestly.
I remember watching Augie RFC and Bo Blacks and all them.
He is just correct though. Chud, be serious. I mean, yeah, there's sometimes commentary guys say stuff that is a bit excessive for me. I'm not really like the way that they dealt with the Chugga Conroy stuff, like like you were saying yesterday, the Bo Blacks take on the Chugga Conroy shit, where there was like very little charity given to Chugga, and it was kind of immediately accepting the claims that were made about him, was obviously crazy, So it's not to say that there isn't a point to be made that sometimes there needs to be a bit of a chilling out on takes on some of these allegations and shit, and just a more reasonable position reached. But it's more so that, like, even if you've got a point there, right? If you look at it all the way to the other angle, Tipster's like at the opposite end of the spectrum, where he is clearly like a very thirsty guy. And this kind of push for sex positivity seems pretty obviously an attempt to give ground to his perversions. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, Tipster's on the other end of the spectrum, and he's not saying that because because it's a good point necessarily. He's saying it because he wants to kind of give cover to his own actions, I think.
And usually they're pretty hypercritical and like not anti-sex completely, but just kind of like maybe just don't express it as much because it's kind of cringe, which is pretty understandable. And some of them go a little far where they're like, that's degenerate or something. Yeah, it gets a little out there.
Yeah, I mean, like when you look at
preachy.
like their criticism of me, for example, a lot of it comes down to like, you know, it being degeneracy or whatever, and it's just like, no, it's just like me kind of goofing off and telling jokes amongst friends or whatever, but they see it as like more than that. So
oh no. This is an area that I've not really looked into that much, but I know a bit about it. Is this linked into his goth mummy stuff? Is that what it relates to? The fact that a lot of the commentary guys were going hard at him for the goth mummy shit. And then he always says, oh, it's just jokes. But then obviously it's like, well, are they jokes, or are you saying they're jokes when actually this is a true expression of your desires and interests, you know? And you use the kind of, I'm married, it's just a joke code.
Yeah, they're not the most sex positive community, that's for sure.
I think
wait, what's this? See, this scenario I don't have. Listen, where's Nicholas Diorio? Where's my fucking Tipstorian? Hey, the one time I'm fucking starting a stream talking about Tipster recently. Well, a couple of times recently. Where the fuck is Nicholas? Maybe they see it as more than that because some of the women you've made jokes to have openly expressed it being weird to you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take your word for it. But you're saying that some women have actually expressed that the way he spoke to them made them feel uncomfortable. Is that right? Oh yeah, I bully bullies, you know, as well.
I think I remember Augie was saying that like he thought you flirting with
people.
Hey, thanks for the $5.
off mommies or whatever like was horrible because you're like married to somebody, but you said like they're okay with that, and he didn't really seem to care. So it kind of is like on their own moral principles of like, yeah, I think like even if you have permission from your wife, like, and they consent to that kind of situation, like it's still like fucked up or degenerate in their eyes.
Well, it's also like they seem to not be able to distinguish the difference between like what's a joke and what's like legitimate like flirting or whatever.
Oh my god, dude. This is a coke fest, isn't it? I actually saw this take earlier. And I think this probably explains a little bit what we're getting at here too, right? This please crush me giant dommy goth mommy stuff is tired. Disguising your sex pest behavior with safe horny language still creeps out the women around you. Hope that helps. Right? Like this is, I think, what we're getting at here. And there's a bunch of people in the reply. Look, there's a lope man. Gross, you would not like Tipster, that's for sure. This is it though, isn't it? Right? People, oh my god, the safe horny language is such a good way of putting it, isn't it? Because it's like this dynamic where you're trying to put the woman in this position of power or authority over you, and therefore it's okay because you're sexualizing them, but you're not degrading them, you know? Right? But no, it's still weird because you're still sexualizing them. You're just putting yourself into a submissive position and them into a dominant position, which is also part of some weird sexual dynamic that you want to engage in too. But it's considered like, yeah, safe horny. It's more acceptable to do, you know, rather than say, love your big juicy fucking tits. I bet you got a nice pussy. You're going, oh, goth mummy, squish me, step on me, please. Sit on me, sniffer. Yeah, I hate that shit. I'm respectfully looking and stuff like that. Hey!
Okay, that's wonderful.
J
How
Meta.
do I make...
I'm going to turn the thing down. Thank you very much for the gift memberships. Appreciate it. How is it safe horny? Well, because you're okay. The reason it's like safe horny is you're expressing horniness in a way that you perceive as being more acceptable and will be more taken on board by the other party, right? It's a cope. It's like a cope. And yeah, there's obviously replies agreeing.
Because I feel like there's a lot of people who will tell like these kind of jokes like amongst their like adult friends who are comfortable with those kind of jokes. And I don't know if it's just like they haven't interacted with other people outside of like the YouTube space, that maybe they haven't developed like real social skills or whatever. I'm not really sure. But like this isn't like something that's like super uncommon to have this kind of humor amongst other adults that are comfortable having that kind of humor.
Yes, it is weird. It's not, bro, this is like giga cope here. The idea that you go around your day-to-day life and you're like, oh, squish me, goth mummy, please. Like, it's just absurd. This is not how you engage in like with normies or anything like that, you know? This is like terminally online fucking porn sick behavior. You really telling me that you think you could go out and say, oh, goth mummy, please squish me in real life? You'd be looked like you're a freak. SFO is a great video about safe horny. I haven't spoken to SFO for a while. I wonder how he's doing. Still chasing? How's the chasing game? How's the chasing game going?
But I don't know.
Sure, yeah. I'd say it's fair to be like, yeah, that's cringe. I wouldn't do that. Or like,
Oh yeah,
on
if the
other end,
if the
yeah.
criticism was that it's
Yeah.
cringe, like whatever, like
Yeah.
you can feel like it's cringe. It's like a type of humor that I engage in. But to like make it into like, you know, it's creepy or like, you know, outright degeneracy or something, it's like, no, like this is not that weird. Like the way that a lot of them talk about me, like you would think that I'm like sending like unsolicited dick pics to people and shit. And it's like it's not even remotely like that.
Gotcha,
But, yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, you just made me think of something too, the safe horny thing. It's also like the OnlyFans shit, right? It's also the kind of like you get these kind of extremely progressive far left men that are very supportive of OnlyFans women. And it's not just because they support the idea of like an independent woman doing what they wish with their fucking life. They support the idea of spending a bunch of fucking money on their OnlyFans to goon to their material, you know? Which is something that to me is very weird. Like if you've got any sort of relationship or friendship with someone, the idea that you would like jerk off to them is weird. And then the idea that they would know that's occurring, and you know, it's just very odd to me, you know? Like I think there needs to be some distance personally. Like jerk off to a porn star who's never going to fucking know you exist or something like that, right? Not like, oh, we're moots. We're moots on Twitter. Oh, I've just requested, hey, sorry to bother you. I actually sent you a message on OnlyFans about a custom, you know, some custom fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, very odd. Very unusual.
Where are we at on this Rainbow Bridge thing? Oh, yeah, Boblex.
I mean,
I wish I
crap.
wasn't blocked. I've been blocked by him for like, what, 5 years, 6 years? Shit.
Crap, it could be that, like, the fucking page is being changed or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not their tech person.
Oh, there it is.
Like,
yeah, they literally just had someone resign from the team, so they're like
they're probably
updating
just
their
changing
page.
it? I don't know. It's a lot to assume based off of, like, a 404 page.
Yeah, because even if you watch the Boblax video shows that they had their team publicly posted on the page, but they've just had, you know, someone resign, so they're probably updating it. But
dude, that sounds like such cope as well. They're probably taking it down because they're worried about all the scrutiny that they're getting, and they don't want more of their team members' kinks getting exposed. Oh,
but yeah.
Okay, where's this Boblax video? Let me see if I can find this.
I know that it did, Zeppo. Like, I think that whatever they're changing it or whatever, like, I just know that the costs of a lot of these things like might not seem like that much, but then when you actually like get to like I have to pay everybody, I have to do admin, I have to hire somebody that can work with like all the tax IRS stuff. I have to like hire people to know what do we need to like actually like transport like people, or then we have to like hire people to, you know, go through like all the applications and like verify everything, and then when it comes to background checks, those cost money too.
Dude, I sometimes don't like take in what's on the thumbnails necessarily because they come thick and fast daily. But look at this thumbnail, dude. Look at this. You got Tipster, seems fine to me. And then Bo Black's enters rage state. That is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry to suck myself off. It's my channel, but dude, that's funny.
You have to get a local, a state, and a federal background check that costs a ton of money. Like it's just, it doesn't seem like a lot, and then when you actually look at it on the list, you're like, oh my god, like this is actually a bit of money. And you can get like grants and shit like that, but a website is just not very high on that list.
Yeah. So the video you're looking for is actually the one from 6 days ago. That was their like original coverage of the organization.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Foodshops.
Well. Hi, Kinkle.
What's up?
Tipster! How are you doing?
Hey, how can I help you?
And then Foodshops joins. Foodshops is like a fucking cockroach. Okay? Not because of any identity stuff, but just because of their sheer persistence. You know, they had like quite a bad run of drama because of the lolly shit. And now they're just like, they've continued on. And yeah, you know, I'm impressed. I'm quite impressed with their ability to persist in spite of the crazy shit that's been happening. I mean, dude, it's, you know, their fucking career should have been slaughtered in the crib. But for some reason, they've managed to persist. They got into some, I don't know if you know this, they got into quite a bit of drama over the Alex Kister allegations because they put out content that was like really hardcore defending Alex Kister. And, you know, a bunch of like Alex Kister fans were like going crazy at Foodshops, and they managed to weather that storm too. And yeah, I mean, they've, you know, considering what's happened and how long they've been around doing this, they're actually kind of matching people that have been around for like years doing this shit. So a begrudging respect for the trans Asian pedo.
Trying to have a serious conversation.
What serious conversation?
Don't be a dick, Foodshops. Don't be a dick.
Okay, I won't be a dick. Okay.
I mean, I don't mind. Whatever you gotta say, feel free to say it.
Dude, what's so crazy about this, right, is like, I woke up at like 8 a.m. my time, right? Or something like that. Had some fucking errands to take care of in the morning. And I checked my Discord, and I was like, what is going on? What? Wait, Foodshops is fucking arguing with Tipster on a stream about Vaush. What, dude, what has happened overnight? What have I woken up to? Content for one thing, but that's fucking insane.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Oh no!
I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
No.
Imagine getting destroyed by blows blacks of all people. When you get destroyed by a wheelchair symbol, you retire. Way to go, Gorilla Mode Phobia.
Thank you for the $5.
No, you. No, I'll keep saying no, because no, absolutely not. I will become dad.
Oh,
Wait, no, Keldosh, you're cucking the content.
Oh my
Don't
I'm
cuck
sorry.
the content.
Well, that's my job.
Ultimately, it's
Foodshops.
It's Kenkel's stream, so whatever Kenkel is willing to permit here, it's up to him.
Okay,
right?
Kinkle, what do you permit? I would like to be kind to you.
What do I permit?
Mhm.
Whatever all of you are okay with.
I have
no fucking moaning. Okay, that's all I want. Just no.
well,
moaning.
yeah.
Would
I've seen the moaning clips. I'm perfectly no. Don't do that.
What? Okay, why did you see the moaning clips? Why? Why?
I mean, I watch the stream sometimes, so that's why I've seen it.
Okay. All right. So, Tipster.
I was peeking a
Okay.
bit, mate.
You have made several streams on me, yes?
I mean, I covered you a couple times in relation to like the stuff that I found out about your.
Oh, okay. I can see what's happening here. So basically, for those of you that don't know, prior to the Vaush drama, right? Tipster and Keffels, and then Keffels' lapdog Tipster made videos about food shops that was critical of food shops for food shops having spoken about their interests in lolly shit, essentially. And they were quite critical of that. So then when Vaush's kind of controversy came out, I think that food shops felt like, well, hang on a sec, you've had a go at me over, that. But then when Vaush comes out, you're defending him. And we're trying to we're critical of that, Well, no, that's the point, isn't it? Is like they were going so hard on food shops for the lolly shit. And then when Vaush revealed his own tastes, they were defending him, which is obviously, a clout-driven exercise, right? So I think they were kind of like, food shops was a bit like, what? Like, why are you attacking me and then defending Vaush? Which is why food shops is wanting to speak about this, I think.
Interesting takes on lolly, but as far as like, that was what, like 2 months ago or something? I haven't talked about you since.
Sure. But I'm just curious, okay? Even though it's 2 months ago, right? Now with these streams, okay? And after Vaush has leaked, that folder, why is it then that you went on to defend Vaush? Is it true that you defended Vaush?
Knew it.
So I defended Vaush mainly in regards to H3. H3 was taking some of the clips that they had mentioned on stream out of context. That was my primary defense of Vaush. In regards to the actual folder stuff, my take on that was Vaush says that he didn't know it was lolly when he downloaded it. So I'm willing to be charitable and give him the benefit of the doubt on that. That's essentially my stance.
Okay. So if you can accept that, why can't you give me the benefit of the doubt as well at the time?
What benefit of the doubt is there to give you? You literally said that you openly seek out and consume lolly. There's no benefit of the doubt there. This isn't a case of like you saying, oh, I didn't know it was lolly and I downloaded it. You're literally saying you sought it out and you not only like downloaded it, but you jerked off to it. That was your own words.
Whoa, hold on. Nobody said...
Yeah, I think that, maybe there is a difference that could be presented as to why they went differently. I think that's a cope. And I think that the reason, there could be a differentiation there, right? I just think it's cope because I don't think the reason that Tipster defended Vaush was because he was given the benefit of the doubt. Okay? It's because he wanted to defend Vaush. And he went way fucking harder.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Defending Vaush than he presented, as Alan just pointed out too. Thank you for the $2. How can a fat man perform such mental gymnastics? Well, we'll find out. Yeah, exactly. Like, Food Shops is like a 40 viewer streamer or something, so there's literally no benefit in offering any defense of Food Shops. So yeah, I think that... Well, we'll see. Let's see how it plays out a bit. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious, you have to be extremely charitable to the point of absurdity to Vaush to believe that he accidentally downloaded that material without knowing what it is. Particularly where there's comments that he's made previously. Even putting aside his fucking Cobalt shit, arguments he's made, or points he's made previously about having jerked off to lolly by accident, right? By accident. Everyone's done it, right? So there's enough there, I think, that you can conclude that he knew what he was downloading and he is into that material.
Said anything related to downloading lolly, okay? To be fair, I'm not the one that downloaded.
Okay, so are you viewing it? Are you viewing it?
Oh yeah, but then you would have to ask Vaush as well. Do you honestly believe Vaush's story?
Food Shops on the ropes a bit there, but managed to turn it around. Let's see.
Like I said, I'm willing to be charitable and give him the benefit of the doubt on that. You asked what my stance was, and I'm giving you my stance.
Dude, you would never do this.
Wait.
You would never
Hold on.
for
Wait,
Foodshops.
I think this is fair. Hold on.
Okay,
hold on,
okay,
hold on.
but like,
Wait,
why am I going? No. Why am I going to give the charitability to Foodshops when Foodshops literally admitted to seeking out the content intentionally and masturbating to it?
Hold on. I would rather someone like Foodshops say publicly, yeah, this is something I've done, yeah, and then instead of someone like Vaush who had that shit leaked and is like, oh, I didn't even know it was lolly, motherfucker. You know it's lolly. You've had past streams exposing, saying this is what lolly is, and you know.
Oh, you're cutting
Emery,
out.
your
Emery.
mic is going
Emery,
out.
no.
Emery, Tipster is getting to you. Okay.
Well, no, here Tipster's actually got quite a strong position because Foodshops is trying to argue, and I don't agree with this because I've looked at the drama and followed it like quite closely from when it happened last month or whenever. But Tipster does have quite a strong grounding here to say, well, hang on a minute, Vaush has at least got some plausible deniability from his perspective. Agree or disagree, but he's at least got some deniability that there's no proof that he was jerking off to it, right? Which is obviously absurd, but you could make that argument, whereas Foodshops has openly admitted to doing it. So it's like, there is a difference there that you could argue. So let's see how this plays out. Let's wait and see. Okay, so far Tip's not doing so bad, I would say, but we'll see. Here's the high.
Is there any other questions
you
have, Foodshops?
Listen.
Like,
wait,
please.
Emery, you cut out. You have to repeat what you said. Okay, like.
Yeah, that cut out.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yo, Foodshops playing for time. Uh-oh, Foodshops on the ropes.
Where did it cut out? I'll repeat it again one more time. Sorry.
Yeah, just repeat the whole thing.
I
don't know.
I would sooner trust somebody like Foodshops saying publicly, "Yeah, I masturbated to loli," than I would trust somebody who had their loli exposed publicly and then said, "Well, I think it's just goblin short stacks," when that's clearly not the case. And he's proven that's not the case because he's demonstrated on stream before in past streams saying this is loli and this is why some of these people are pedophiles because they're clearly into loli. He knows what they look like. So I don't buy the bullshit excuse of like, I didn't know it was loli. That's clearly a lie.
Okay, I mean, ultimately, if that's the way you feel about it, that's totally fine. Obviously, this is a discussion about a public figure, and people are free to have whatever opinion they want.
This is Cope Chud. Foodshops says, oh, wait, hang on a sec. Foodshops says they were prescribed lolly. That's equally as believable of Vaush saying he didn't know. Well, I mean, Foodshops need to say that if they want to make that argument. But, I mean, the difference is that even if they want to say that's the case, like, they're still consuming it, right? And obviously, Vaush, there is an argument that he accidentally downloaded it, as bullshit as it is.
Wait.
Ultimately, my ultimate feelings on it is that I'm willing to be charitable and assume that, or not assume rather, but I'm willing to be charitable and say like, okay, he says that he didn't know, so he didn't know.
You would understand why we think that's grimy from you, right?
No, I don't think. I don't understand that.
Wait, Tipster, I have a question. Let's just say that a person admitted to murder, okay, and then we have another person who you know personally. Wait. Let me finish. You have another person who you know personally, okay, who goes like out their whole entire excuse. So they have a body there. It just happened to be at the time at the house, and then basically everything lines up. But then the person who you know goes, "Hold on, hold on! I accidentally discovered this body. I was sleepwalking, and then I dragged in this body."
This is the worst analogy you can possibly make to prove your point.
Hold on, but that's exactly what you're saying here. Is that Vaush? He has every single bit that lolly drawing, from what I hear, okay, I haven't viewed it myself, but from what I hear, okay, is that one of them was lost media. Like the pornography was so obscure that it was lost media. Have you done any research on this?
Any research
why
on
would like go and look at the picture?
Okay. I don't really understand what angle Foodshops is going with here. And also, yeah, I think that their accent is holding them back a bit, to be honest. But give it time. We're only just getting into it.
One of the pictures, again, is apparently what I've been told is lost.
God, read me messages. I spent 30 minutes getting on a doctor count. Anything else? I need you to review it later when you have time. I love you. I used your research. Did you? That's good to know. I'll check it out. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Dr. K did that interview with a doctor recently. I looked at it. It was fucking ridiculous. Good to know my research is getting used for good.
Lost media, as in you can't find the original source anymore. It is something in which you have to essentially dig it up on purpose, and it is lolicon. It is lolly.
I don't.
100%. And basically the artist that it's sourced from, that a lot of these pictures are sourced from, are all like lolly artists. Like they're known for being lolly artists, like 100%. Like it's unmistakable. How's that? You know, how do you reconcile with that?
I mean, I don't think I need to reconcile with it. I literally just said that I'm willing to be charitable and give him the benefit of the doubt on that. That's all my stance is. So I don't understand what you want me to say.
Okay, have you seen the actual screenshot? Because maybe you know a little bit better, right? So I'm willing to,
Oh,
be
No, I haven't. I've been very
Okay.
open with the fact that I didn't take a look at the screenshots. No.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I mean, this is just obviously repeating the same thing from the Vaush drama again, but how on earth? I know it's like rough to fucking look at something like that. Okay. But, you know, if you want to defend something, surely you need to know what you're defending to some degree, even if you want to look at it censored or something like that. It's on fucking Kiwi Farms. You can go and look at it there. Like, I don't think they've censored it there and they've talked about it openly. But yeah, I don't know, man. Where was all Tipster's overflowing charity towards Susie Lou or any other target in his commentary days? His charitability is only for source of clout, especially for a degenerate.
Sure. So one of the folders, I'll just tell you from what other people, said before, and they can correct me. One of the folders literally had, one of these like icon lolly things sticking out. Basically, it's not just like that folder in which he downloaded it accidentally. It's a folder in which he had to download and then drag into the folder.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to look at it if you don't want to at all, even censored, if you don't want to touch it whatsoever, okay? But surely, if you're going to just defend it strongly, you want to have some insight or idea. Like, I'm sure that, you could probably find images, say, on Kiwi Farms where they've censored, like, the body and stuff, so you don't have to look at the worst of it. But you at least need to have some, like, insight into what it is that you're fucking defending here. Because what it fucking looks like is going to be very important to analysing whether you accept that you accidentally downloaded it or not, Like, that's an important part of, like, understanding what's happened with this.
In order for it to be sorted. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Yeah, so he had to do it on purpose, right? Like, again, this is why the murdered body in the house analogy is very appropriate.
Wait, Foodshops.
Because I'm not.
That's not true. What you just said. That's not true. What Vaush said was that it was a to be sorted folder. So he downloaded everything to that folder, and then later on he would drag things out of it. So that was, instead of having a downloads folder where it says downloads, it's just he puts everything directly downloaded into to be sorted. That was the idea. Not that he had to drag it.
No. There was a no. I'm talking about an additional folder inside of the unsorted folder. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there was a second folder?
Yes. And again, I want somebody to correct me. If I got it factually wrong, because I want to get my facts right.
Kankomore was sweeping today when Tipster was in his chat. He was fighting with people calling him out for defending Vaush and they were getting banned. Possibly. I don't know about that. But, listen, I know that might have been annoying if you got caught up in that, but it did mean that Tipster came onto the stream when we got this bit of content, so,
Talking about an additional folder inside of the unsorted folder. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there was a second folder?
Yes. And again, I want somebody to correct me. If I got it factually wrong, because I want to get my facts right.
Sorry, who's downloading porn in bulk? Who in the fuck does
that's the bigger question here. Who the fuck downloads porn anymore?
No, that's not the bigger question.
No,
I think it's
I'm on
Foodshops.
Foodshops. It's called a joke. It's called a joke. Foodshops.
No, fair enough. Okay, all right. For the record, Tipster. Okay, I will say that, you know, if it weren't for the stuff, you know, if it weren't for you coming after me, okay, I would have definitely felt worse for you. Just mainly because, you know,
So then you're not even bringing it up because you care about the issue. You're bringing it up because some fucking stupid personal beef. No, I don't want to hold on. You just talked about
Don't cut the content. Don't cut the content.
Shut up. Hold on.
Let it cook.
Hold on. Just let me.
What do you?
No. I'll let Foodshops give whatever criticism they want. They're welcome to criticize me. I criticize them, so it's fair.
This part isn't even a criticism. Okay, so I actually do feel bad for you because I know what it's like to be dogpiled, canceled, and to be, you know, covered in schmuck and schlop, and then argue with people who are calling in, and then, you know, just arguing with me on Lolly and stuff like that, right? Now, the thing is that I'm sure you also know what it feels like as well. When Bo Blacks, you know, covers you, or Nicholas DiOrio covers you, right? So you have to understand that when you, 100K subscriber channel, all right, you know, covers me and does that, that's a whole different thing from like a 1K subscriber channel covering me, right? So you have to understand from that perspective. I'm sure you understand how I feel, right? When you make a stream like that.
I mean, yeah, obviously people are going to be upset when somebody makes a stream about them, but I mean, at the same time, maybe you shouldn't publicly admit that you jerk off to Lolicon.
You should show the same energy you did to her to Vaush. I don't want to hear that shit from you, dude.
Okay, we're literally talking about two completely different things. We're talking about somebody claiming that...
And also, here's the other thing to bear in mind too, right? Okay? Like, in terms of, like, a scale of like, Vaush is a much bigger creator with a much bigger fucking footprint, you know? So, like, yeah, why... Like, in your sole intent... Like, it is so obvious, isn't it? That Tipster just follows in Keffel's footsteps. Tipster does whatever fucking Keffels wants. The reason that Tipster went after Foodshops is because Keffels had a fucking beef with Foodshops. Okay? The reason that Tipster decided to defend Vaush is because Keffels was defending Vaush. You know, it's so transparent and fucking obvious what's going on here, right? Because without Keffels, how would Tipster even have fucking known what the hell was going on with Foodshops, for fuck's sake? You know? I only was aware of Foodshops because they at one point were like in my Discord. Like they were, you know, they've chilled out a bit now, okay? Just never forget, me and you were the original Dr. K haters, back when it was the most uncool thing to do, when it was me and you versus the world, when they called us heretics, when you had no face cam. True, Dan! When the world was flat, we were bound together, a nomadic duo with a common ethical framework, explorers. But wait, hang on a sec, Dan, what about Mr. Girl? Or is that, can we not... Shouldn't mention that, maybe. We need to fucking wipe that from the memory, perhaps, and forget about that.
They didn't realize it was Lolly and when they downloaded it, and somebody who intentionally sought out Lolly and admitting to jerking off to it.
Yeah, no,
but no, I mean, you know, dude, it does, you know, it is funny to see him floundering speaking to that fucking doctor. Listen, I'm sorry to break it to you, Stylo, but Foodshops is inevitable. Foodshops cannot be fucking stopped. Okay? But no, the basic point is, Foodshops, like, the only reason I knew about Foodshops is they were in my Discord for a time, right? They were starting to get some attention from people. And I was like, hang on a minute, like, they're saying crazy shit. I'm just going to talk about it because no one else seems to be bringing this up. And I said a short piece about it, and I just said, hey, Foodshops said they liked jerking it to Lolly. Kind of weird. Make your own mind up, okay? But if you know, if you want to associate with them, that's on you. And that's that. But, you know, to be honest with you, as much as I'm fucking loath to admit it, I'm quite impressed by the fact they've managed to fucking continue on, despite their fucking predilections, you know? Also, yeah, I think Queeman's got his part to play in the rise of Foodshops. I think those, you know... Creeman created a monster. Creeman is like Frankenstein. He's like a Jewish Frankenstein, you know?
Do you know... Okay, wait. Do you know... Here's the thing. I'm sure you're very, you know, sympathetic to neurotypical people. No?
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Wait, Tipster.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, obviously I shouldn't have admitted it. Okay, but here's the thing: is that at the time, obviously I think that, you know, compared to anything else, it's better to tell the truth and to have people evaluate me based on my true self rather than, you know, a fake persona that I present online. Would you say that, you know, that's probably, you know, better?
I mean, that's kind of, yeah. Like, if you're going to come out and say it, at least people know where they stand, you know? At least people know what the deal is. But with Vaush, like, Vaush is trying to hide his true nature, isn't he? Like, Vaush is trying to hide the fact that he's into fucking lolly shit. And so it's kind of disingenuous, really. Chud, Frankenstein is literally a retelling of the Jewish golem parable. Is it? Wait, what? Okay, can we stop being anti-Semitic, please?
Say that again.
Well, if somebody consumed lolly, wouldn't you want to know that they consume lolly so then you can decide whether or not to watch them?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is that I have a dedication to my viewers to be honest and truthful. And a lot of people say that offline, I am in fact like literally the same person. All right, in every way, every manner. Obviously, less energy because I put more energy into my streams. But the thing is obviously you have to understand that, you know, I feel as though sometimes that I'm being punished for being truthful. Now, here's the thing: you can judge me, based on after the truth has been said. But, you know, obviously, I don't really like people who kind of, you know, hide the fact that, hey, by the way, I have this lost media lolly on my folder.
You just said that you would hide it if you could have.
No, that is so wrong. There is a difference between telling every single little secret and telling secrets selectively to present an accurate picture of yourself, okay? So the thing is obviously at the time, I couldn't keep a muzzle on myself,
right? And selectively telling the truth. That's what you fucking sound like.
No. You misunderstand. You misunderstand.
I think my biggest thing is, like, a moment ago you said that, like, it's fine to criticize you for what you've said. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Right, but I'm talking more about the hypocrisy, right? For example, if the commentary community, okay, you're not part of it anymore. Again, I don't even like the commentary community. I don't, okay? The reason I don't is because, again, they would cover for people like Lyrics while, you know, while they are going after people like me, right? But the thing is I value consistency above all else. If you're going to be, you know, bullying somebody, you better be bullying consistently, right? So the thing is you cover for Vaush even though he gave
Friendly fire,
excuse, and then you went.
Stylo, you're such a little fickle person, aren't you, mate? Right? You were the Lolicon Lyrics Defense Force, right? And now, because you disagree with him over some drama, you're fucking anti-Lyrics. What is your fucking problem, dude? Lyrics has taken an L over the Chugga Conroy stuff. I agree with that, okay? I do agree with that. I do disagree with his kind of, you know... Lyrics is not on the team anymore. God, you guys are so fickle. I don't know what fucking... Who's in and who's out, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think that, you know, there probably is a little bit of, like... Is favoritism the right word? I don't know if it's favoritism necessarily. Like a little bit of, like... As long as someone isn't... You know, as long as someone is kind of reasonable or something, I think you can probably get away a little bit with a little bit of tomfoolery, so to speak, you know? Not the tomfoolery, but a little bit of tomfoolery. Yeah, I don't know. I think the difference, again, with Lyrics, though, is that, you know, cringe behaviour, certainly, but I don't know if it's, like, quite as severe as some of the other stuff that's been seen. But yeah. Lyrics' take on Chugga Conroy was quite. He didn't call him like a pedo groomer, but he was like more or less calling him a pedo groomer, right? I think that was the main criticism that I saw about it.
After me, right? So doesn't
and
it...
he was reading through the document that Chugga Conroy put out, and he was trying to find any angle to act like Chugga Conroy was like saying stuff that he wasn't saying to make it sound worse, you know?
It seemed like maybe this isn't your battle to fight, especially when you self-inserted yourself into the drama.
Okay, I can end this right now because there's a really easy explanation for this, and it's super, super simple, but you need to be quiet, okay, for like 2 seconds. One, first of all, most people are going to...
Thank you very much for the £5. Okay, so you've got... Basically, it's Tipster being a retard, okay? That's all you need to know. And he's talking about the Vaush stuff again.
Give more charitability to their friends than to just, like, random people that they know.
It's not even that, because I'm not friends with Vaush. So, like, I have to stop you there, Keldo. It's just not even a case of that.
Well, okay, regardless, let me rephrase. People are willing
That's
to
even
give
worse.
more... Be quiet.
Because now it just seems like he's a clout chaser, right? Like, to be fair, like
we're all clout
why
chasers
would you...
because we're all streamers. So...
I mean, all it was is okay.
No. But I mean, to a degree where you're being dishonest, right?
Look,
because
no. This is essentially doing
you need to be quiet so I can talk.
Chud, all these people are retards. Yes, welcome to internet drama. Correct.
Okay, because I've been trying to talk and you're not being quiet. Okay, here's the thing. Maybe not friends, but people are willing to be more charitable to people that they know. I personally don't.
Basic Lyrics was trying to shift his name. So, no. I think what's happening with Lyrics, with the Chugga Conroy stuff, is I think he's quite committed to the position that he presented back in January, which was to be more harshly critical of Chugga Conroy. And now this more information has come out. I think that he's trying to look at it in a way that validates his previous preconceptions about it, rather than just look at the information and go, okay, well, this seems to explain this or explain that or something like that, you know? That's the perception I get.
I don't believe that he didn't know either. But at the same time, like, if Tipster wants to give him that charitability, it's like a natural human thing to do. Does it necessarily mean it's correct? No. But at the same time, again, it's people. If you know people, or if you work with people, or if you have some kind of, personal relation with them, you might be willing to give them that charitability. I don't give Vaush that charitability, but it's not some kind of secret fucking covering for you, intentional, malicious thing. Most people don't work like that. That's just not how people work. I'm sorry. People can think that because it's good content, but it's not true. I'm done now.
Aiko in. Unless it's too much.
God, I tell you what, dude, this is taking me back a bit. I don't really do this kind of content, watching this type of stuff anymore. Just the kind of like endless cascade of people coming into a call. It's just, at some point you got to fucking cut it off, you know? I've been guilty of this in the past, probably. But why are you bringing on every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry? Neve. Fucking Neve's here now. Like, why is all these people here? Tipster and Foodshops is who we're fucking interested in. Let's fucking have those two go at it.
Well, we were going to do a different thing.
I mean, the whole point is, like, we were here for a completely different conversation. I was open to having a conversation with Foodshops.
Yeah,
like, I don't mind having a conversation with Foodshops about their concerns, but, like, we're now talking about something completely different than what I was here for in the first place.
I mean, sure. I mean, here's the thing. All right, you can exit out the conversation anytime you want. Like, I'm not forcing you to, whatever.
No. My point is, like, I don't
the wrong degenerate kink when the conversation started. The degenerate kink we were talking about was puppy play. So you came in and you derailed it with minors.
Thank you, Neve.
Kind of gross.
Like, no.
Okay, thank you for your contribution. Literally no one cares. Leave the call now.
I don't understand why you
did the same talk
to me.
I think here's the thing.
Yeah, it's really not. It's really not.
Wait. Oh, hold on. If you think that I derailed it, obviously I'm able to concede to on that, right? If Kinkomore thinks it's inappropriate,
basically in these kind of calls, and listen, I've fallen foul of this before, and it's something I've learned when I used to do more of this type of content, right? You need to identify the actual people that are of interest that are talking, okay? And then you need to get rid of everyone else. Because most of the people that are in the call are just there, like, hanging on to get a bit of fucking screen time. And it's not worth having in there. Cut off the fucking slack. Have the two main people and maybe other people that are contributing somewhat. Okay, boom. There we go.
Then I'm willing to concede because it's his stream, right? Like I'm not going to go against his stream. But Neve, ultimately, it's not your decision to make, right? But I want to do this, even though you disagree.
I know, whatever, but it's the fact of the matter, right? Like you guys are what? Like, what do you stand to gain here? Like a stamp from Tipster saying like what? Like.
Well, look.
Well, no. Here's the thing. If there's something to be squashed, I want to squash the beef. Yeah, of course. I don't want to be going after you and making fun of you forever.
To looking at, like, I don't know. You shouldn't have done that then. Who cares? You're just making it about yourself.
Nobody cares. It would appear like you are punching up blindly.
Nobody cares. You make a joke on her. You make a goof. Who cares? You don't want to associate with her. Don't associate with her. Fuck off. No one cares.
Foodshops, your problem is you derailed the conversation and then you proceed to derail your own arguments. I think what would be a good thing is Tipster is being like logically inconsistent here. If Tipster is going to go an L on you for admitting to jerking off to Lolly, which is just Lolly is an L, period. Are we pretending?
Wow! Oh, thank you for coming in and sharing such bold takes. Says Lolly is an L. Wow. Come on, please. There's fucking how many people in this call now? Oh,
okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the $2. Cancer randoms out.
That Vaush is downloading this for the art quality? Like Vaush is not jerking off to this stuff? Are we gonna pretend that's what's going on here?
That's not the argument I made at all, though.
Well, no, but you said Foodshops is an L, right? That's a major L for admitting.
Saying,
what I'm saying here to clarify what I'm saying is like
it's a friend's benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
But I already said I wasn't.
Well, he rephrased that. That was my misphrasing.
Yeah. I said I wasn't friends with Vaush. If you want to know what my argument here is, the difference between Foodshops and Vaush is Foodshops is intentionally seeking out.
You need to start your own course to teach. Okay, it's not, dude. It's stuff that you learn over like when you do these kind of shit show ad hoc conversations. It's just you pick it up over time. But the reality is that people in chat broadly are not going to be interested in hearing the take of every Tom, Dick, and Harry. They're going to want person A, person B, maybe a couple of people at the sidelines chucking peanuts, and that's it.
Lolly, knowing that it's Lolly with the intent to masturbate to it. Vaush is claiming that he sought out adult content, not realizing that the content he had downloaded was Lolly, and when he realized it, he said he deleted it. That's what I'm saying. And that's fine if you don't believe him.
I don't believe you
totally
believe that.
Fine.
That's our problem. We don't think you're sincere in that belief.
How do you know? How do you know what I believe? Are you in my head? Are you fucking mind reader?
Tipster, if you would like, I can call you separately, so then I don't derail the stream's topic. Is that okay?
No, well, besides that, right? Like, and Foodshops made a point, right? What Vaush had was what found, or what did you say? Like lost content that is not out there, just regularly. So, like, is he downloading? The claim is he's just going around downloading, horse fucking anime, fucking drawn fucking porn, and he's saving it for what purpose? And I think the most logical thing would be that he likes the fucking content, whether he knew it is labeled as lolly or not. He likes the art style. He likes the whatever the fuck lolly is, right? He likes that art style enough to save it to his computer, and he's gonna use it for the spank bank. Like, that's what he's using it for. And like, I understand what you're trying to go and say, well, he said he didn't. And it's like, that's optics. He's just playing an optics game. But
wait,
the whole
Brick,
reason,
right?
Yes, I am Brick.
Okay. All right. Just make sure.
And the whole reason he's like, what is like, we all made a little joke earlier.
Okay. This Brick guy's going to grow in on me. Okay. I'm starting to like, keep the Brick gets to stay. No, listen, I'm starting to like what the cut of his jib now. Okay. Brick, Foodshops, Tipster, and then another person. Pick your poison, okay? Who's on Tipster's side? ChudLogic? Is that a person? I've seen that person around, I think. Are they on Tipster's side?
Earlier about who downloads porn anymore. You download porn is if you really like it. If you really like it and you want to have it saved so you can use it at a later date for definitely not masturbating, right? Like is that what we...
Brick sucks, you have shit senses. Stylo, you hate fucking everyone. Okay? Literally hate everyone. Except for Queeman, of course. Your Jewish compatriots.
People download porn for?
I mean, of course. If you're downloading porn, you're downloading it to masturbate to it, yeah.
Oh my
God.
We can only speculate on it.
So Vaush is downloading that porn for the sake of masturbating to it, the same way Foodshops admits.
Okay, but what you guys don't realize, what everybody seems to want to ignore, is that in the word puppy play, puppy is a minor dog. So not only are they dressing as dogs and having sex with each other, they're having...
Stylo is basically the guy in chat that often will say the thing that I'm thinking, but I can't say for optics reasons or TOS reasons, okay?
Sex with each other as minor dogs. This should be way more on the radar of the Lolly. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
They don't work with kids. I think all this is gross, and like if you don't work with kids and there's no...
But it would be, wait, if they say they're intending to work with minors, it would be understandable.
That person doesn't work
with that. Would it not? That'd be kind of fair, right?
And it's fair to be concerned, but that person resigned, so...
Okay, that's good. I mean,
because it was just, it wasn't like the whole org or anything. It was just something he had done in the past. It wasn't.
See, this is the other problem with all these people is everyone's got their own agenda for what they want to talk about. So the conversation gets split like fucking 3 different directions, and each person is trying to have their own conversation, and you just lose track, and it's quite fucking confusing to listen to.
Like a group thing. So he's not there anymore. We're all good.
Well, all of it fits into the the umbrella of like. Kink
bring it back.
Going to degenerate, borderline behavior, right? Where it's like outside the, the acceptable norms of like societal kinks, where it's like, okay, it's not bestiality, but it's definitely some sort of weird age regression, and like almost more extreme than age regression because you're, they go and fucking bark around and stuff like that. So there's a power dynamic. I don't think you can call it fucking like, child shit. It's its own fucking weird, fetish degen shit. Like that's a whole nother can of worms. I think we could all agree.
Who is weird, typing?
But it's to go and like classify it as like CP shit. I don't know about that.
Yeah, probably.
I would agree with that as well.
Do you think?
Chud be like, I like this guy, and it's the total sped who spent an afternoon hour rejoining Discord on 6 olds. Wait, is that the same? Wait, is that the same guy? Okay. Is it actually the same guy? Is that him? Oh yeah, he's fucking annoying. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Stylo, once again, you're correct, okay? I'll take the L. You're correct. You're right, I'm wrong. There we go.
I think that there's something inherently fucked up about somebody being a dog and having, what are we going to call it? Like it's a puppy play thing? Puppy play? And they have a fetish of being aggressively gorillaed by a canine. Do you think that's like problematic, just with the sort of society we live in today?
I mean, I think like if you whatever you do in your bedroom, right? If you keep it into your bedroom and you are like discreet about it, and it's like it's everybody's consenting and everybody's willing, I think we could all agree like nobody gives a shit about what people do in their bedroom as long as nobody's getting hurt. But when it gets
I'm derailing.
Well, no, but you make a point.
I'm literally just saying.
Bro, what is going on? Kick some people out of the call. This is fucking cancer, dude. We got fucking someone stumbling over the words trying to get a point out. Get them off the fucking stream now.
Well,
I'm literally trolling. I'm derailing. I'm trolling. I will.
When you start getting, when you
no one cares what these fucking glup shitters have got to say, okay? The only reason people are here is because Tipster's fucking there. That's why his name's in the fucking title.
Taking that outside of the bedroom, which is a lot of what these puppy play people do. Isn't there a thing in Utah right now where there are kids in like Utah? There's a Utah public school where they're protesting how there are kids going around and they're like they're identifying as furries and stuff like that, and they're going around biting people and acting like dogs and stuff like that. So, like, I think we could agree that children doing this thing, which is a sexually charged thing, like, that probably should not be allowed in schools, right?
Yeah, I agree. Can we let Foodshops and Tipster go at it or whatever? Or
yes! Oh my god, thankfully someone's speaking fucking sense!
They need to exchange.
Sure.
Yes, please. There's too many people here. Tipster, is it possible to get in a call with you?
I'd rather not.
Just go.
Okay.
Just okay. I'm just gonna keep going. This is really irritating.
Yeah, take it out here. Come on.
Yeah, but I would rather not talk about puppies and dogs.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep it quiet. Everyone, just mute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Thank you, Emery.
Okay. So, Tipster, I do believe that where we left off on was the hypocrisy, right? What do you think about that?
I mean, if you see it as hypocrisy, then you're free to see it that way. I don't see it that way.
Here's what I think. Okay, is that I hope. Okay, is that I can understand. I can understand if a friend, were to do something where I would go, you know what? Because I'm also a friend, I trust your word. So therefore,
But again, I'm not
really
friends with Vaush. I'm not friends with Vaush.
Okay, fine, not friends, but okay. All right, so you're willing to okay, so according to you, why is it that you're willing to trust Vaush then? I'm just curious if he's not a friend.
It's not even like a thing about trust per se. It's just like I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like if we were to find him engaging in this kind of behavior again, then like at that point it's like, okay, well, is this really an accident at that point? But like I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt on this particular instance.
Ooh. Well, wait a second. This is the second. Well, you've got his self-admittance that he's accidentally jerked off to Lolly previously. And then you've got a previous drama that happened where he explained it away, the fact that he'd liked sexualized Lolly shit on Twitter by claiming that he was rushing between classrooms. And he was just in a fucking rush. You like as if that's normal behavior. Rushing between classes, desperately scrolling porn on Twitter and fucking liking shit without knowing what it is. Oh, dude, why? It's just way more obvious to me. It's that Vaush likes Lolly, okay? And that's fine if he wants to like Lolly. But it's the dishonesty that is kind of annoying about it. You know, the fact that he's just lied for his teeth and all of these fucking fans and supporters just deny it, you know? Hey! True Bill Hicks. 1.2k in chat, but only 100 followers. True, like the stream, guys. Like. Hit that like button, okay? No, sorry, yeah. No, what I mean by it's fine, I don't mean it as in the desire or the taste is fine, you know? I just mean that in context of this conversation, what am I trying to say? No, that's not fine. Lolly bad. I don't need fucking counterpoints again. Oh, you're not saying it's bad enough. It's terrible. You shouldn't jerk off to it. It's bad. It's got something bad in your own fucking head, okay? Right? The basic point that I'm trying to make, though, here... Dude, what point am I trying to make? I don't fucking... Lolly bad. Lolly is bad. You should not jerk off to it, okay? But yeah, the differentiation here that's being made is that Foodshops admitted to it, but Vaush has not admitted to it. But there's enough information that we've got to recognize that Vaush is into it. There's like 3 instances you can point to. One which is him jokingly admitting to it. One is liking stuff in a rush between classes. And then this most recent thing of it getting revealed on stream, you know? And to not just go, do you know what, guys?
Okay, that's wonderful. Sure,
but that's what I'm into.
Make money off depressed
you
people?
know, and to fucking deny it and stuff. Thank you very much for the $2. Why is it? Well, I mean, the reason this particular drama's happening now is because Tipster somehow managed to get himself into a conversation defending Vaush again. So, you know.
No, but Tipster, I'm here to tell you right now, as a matter of fact,
who did that?
That this isn't just Vaush's first time. In fact, Vaush has been a known lolicon since forever.
Let's go!
You know, this isn't the photo
yes,
leak.
Let's go!
That was to a lot of people, to some people, it was just confirming what we knew before.
What proof is there of that?
Okay, sure. So, for example, Vaush has, in fact, all right. Do you know about the Poppy allegations?
Yeah, but what did that have to do with Lolly?
Where are you going with this?
I'm pretty sure at some point, okay, Vaush called
No?
Poppy like a lolly or something, and it was in a sexually discharged manner. Don't you think that maybe that's a little bit problematic?
Did that happen? I can't remember. There's a lot of fucking material there. I can't remember.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Sure.
Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm okay with being biased towards somebody. Okay, obviously, I think that's fine. But the thing is that it's better if you admit it, right? If you're being cognizant of your bias, and then you're willing to go, yeah, I do believe that I was biased here. I'm okay with it, and just not really double down, you know, and just go, yeah, you know what? It was a bit hypocritical. Being a hypocrite is a part of being human, you know?
I don't see it as being hypocritical, though. I think I'm pretty clear on what my rationale is here.
Oh, no, Foodshops should bring up the other stuff.
Wait, hold on. You already say that, you know, the folder is probably like lolly, right?
I mean, I haven't seen it, but like people say it is, so I'll take their word for it.
So if that is already the case, and therefore the logical conclusion probably is that Vaush is consuming lolly, right?
Say that again. Or say that again.
So the conclusion there is probably that Vaush is consuming lolly, right?
I mean, if he downloaded it, like, I guess you could say that, but like, what my thing is, like, did he know? That's my thing.
Okay, as I said before, right? One of the photos was literally lost media. Like, it was lost media. Like, you would have to go through.
But I don't understand how that's even like relevant, whether it's lolly or not.
No,
how is it relevant that it's lost media?
No, it's relevant because it's supposed to indicate a degree of effort to the point where you can no longer trust the narrative that it is downloaded accidentally, right? You would have to go out of your way in order to go looking for it. And not only that, there's an additional point that, again, the folder with the
this seems like a real stretch. In my opinion, this seems like a real stretch.
What? Okay, wait. I don't know about this lost media aspect. Is this true? Like, one of the images was apparently lost media, aka it wasn't easily available or found. I mean, Foodshops would know, to be honest. But I've never heard this before.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
This is like the SpongeBob bit where Man Ray is explaining to Patrick how his wallet is his.
Thank you for the $5. Appreciate it. Let's.
And it seems like we're really like going in circles here. Like, you feel the way you feel about it, and that's fine. But I'm giving you like the logic that I had when I was willing to give him the benefit of doubt on it. And it just seems like you don't like my opinion, which is fine. You don't like my opinion, totally fine. But
no, it's not.
Yeah, I think that's another point as well. Thank you for the $2. Yes. Vaush is the Indiana Jones of lolly. But yeah, that is a good point that, like, okay, you could say that's a stretch. Well, is it also not a stretch to believe that Vaush accidentally downloaded the images of lolly believing it was short snack goblin pornography and he didn't mean to fucking download it in the first place? Or he downloaded it thinking it wasn't lolly and it was some other absurd porn category? Like, that's a stretch too. Like, you're obviously stretching super hard to reach the conclusion that, like, nothing to see here, guys. Don't worry about it.
About your opinion. No, it's not about your opinion whatsoever.
I didn't even come here to talk about like this stupid shit, all right? Like, I came here for a completely different conversation.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I didn't even want to talk about this stupid Vaush shit anymore. Like, it's so like,
oh no!
I think it's really annoying to me. It's like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending law.
Wait, did you hear that?
I think it's really annoying to me. It's like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending lolly, and I'm not defending like lolly. Okay, like, I think it's like, yeah, it's really fucked up that some people like engage with this shit for sure. But like, I don't
not
defend
saying
this
you're
shit.
defending lolly, right? I'm saying you're defending the sweeping.
Look, Keldos, I told you it was a bad idea for me to come on this fucking show, and like, I'm out of here. Peace.
Wait, Tipster, you could have. Oh my god, I told him that if he didn't want to talk, he could just tell me anytime. Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god, dude. Cringe. Okay, well, anyway, is there anything else, Kinkle?
This place wasn't really meant for him, to be honest. I was surprised he was even here.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
too many
I'll see
people
you.
to actually, yeah. Later.
Yeah. Okay, see ya. Bye.
Too many people in the space that actually have like pretty valid criticisms that really don't like him. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, yeah. Oh, dude, that was it, really. The rage quit, the fucking rage quit. I mean, I can kind of understand that he gets annoyed with constantly being questioned about this shit, but like, he literally walks himself into it and asks for it. You know. I need to listen to that again because I got a bit distracted.
Yeah.
Let's see the voice crack.
Could have
engaged with this shit for sure, but like I don't
not
defend
saying
this
you're
shit.
defending Lolly, right? I'm saying you're defending the sweeping.
Look,
that's
Keldos,
what
I told you it was a bad idea for me to come on this fucking show, and like I'm out of here. Peace.
Wait, Tipster, you could have. Oh my god.
Okay,
I told him that if he didn't want to talk, he.
Foodshops. I hate it here.
Thank you for the 536. The 1 HP voice is rough, man. You got him so mad because she was right, surprisingly, especially the weirdo she is, and he couldn't defend himself at that point and got so mad he just said it's annoying and left. I mean, yeah, like... I mean, this is... Okay, sometimes the best thing to do is to just not fucking say anything and just move on about your business, right? But Tipster's just obsessed with stepping onto fucking rakes again and again and again. I mean, yeah, you know, like Foodshops won, Tipster lost. I think he did. He left the call, seemed almost in tears. It sounded like with his 1 HP voice. I mean, dude, that's mental. Tippy got gunted. Yeah, it would have been better for him to just say, "Look, I've already spoken at length about this, and I'm not really into like defending the Vaush stuff anymore, or whatever." But he still found himself getting into it, you know. And the thing is, he tripped himself up too, because in the first place, he like following Keffel's lead, right? Oh my god, isn't it so fucking true what the commentary guy said as he was leaving to knock about with Keffel's? It's so obvious that he's getting led round by the nose to the point that he's stepping into rakes, you know, like for the sake of Keffel's. You know, none of this would be happening if it wasn't for Keffel's, and that's on top of a foundation of him having, like, you know, insane controversies about the defense of lolly shit. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I think that it was probably, I can't remember the exact timeline exactly, and it could be that maybe Tipster said something first, but in fact, I'm pretty sure he did say something first. But when Keffels got involved, that led to him continuing and backing up Keffels as well, you know? But I wonder if there was behind the scenes conversations that we're not privy to, perhaps. But sure, maybe I've got the timeline a bit wrong there. But certainly, you know, his continued, you know, brain dead defense of it was definitely linked to that. And of course, he was going on streams with Keffels and speaking to Keffels about it, you know? But yeah. But yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, what is this? Tipstercrying.mp4.
I think what's really annoying to me is like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending Lolly, and I'm not defending like Lolly, okay?
Oh, okay. With the zoom in, the increased volume there, I think I'm going to have to declare that Tipster is crying. Admittedly, I am quite biased against Tipster these days, but more so than before. Is that crying? Let you decide.
I think it's really annoying to me. It's like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending Lolly, and I'm not defending like Lolly. Okay.
It's that bit at the end as well.
Not defending like Lolly. Okay. I think it's really annoying to me. It's like people misrepresent like what I say is me defending Lolly, and I'm not defending like Lolly. Okay.
So it's the voice crack, and then that bit there, I think, backs up the idea. I think that he was probably crying. He needs a health potion. Dude, it's just so crazy that he constantly is in a position where he's talking about Lolly. Oh, man. Also, as we're on the topic of Tipster, didn't that person, the artist, didn't they recently burn the bridge with Tipster as well? What was that about? Nick only became your friend to poison you against the tip ChudLogic. He's building an army. Well, I thought he was like a buffoon stepping into rakes. But having talked about him more and covered him more, yeah, it's pretty obvious why people go so hard at him. It's because he's like a fucking, you know, it's like a lolcow guy, isn't he? That's what it comes down to. It's just funny. It's just funny watching someone constantly step into rakes and then just laughing at him. That's just the way it goes. Yeah, Rum. Did anyone see this? I don't know how I'd even search for it, but yeah. Anyway, let's do the Chugga stuff if we don't get to that. He only has one goth mummy left now. Yeah, I just saw it was literally just the briefest of moments of seeing it, so I don't even know where I would, you know, even find the details of it. Was it a video or something, maybe? Does anyone know? But yeah, I think I'm going to have to conclude. Okay. My final conclusion is that Foodshops made Tipster cry. All right. And that's that. That's all there is to it. Good old fucking Tipster, eh? Giving us a bit of content to get started with today.